apex. That's good stuff from Mie. If he can do that one lap later in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, then victory will be his.
Yeah, it will indeed. So nicely done then from the number 5. But who is going to emerge then from turn 1 for the final time in the race lead? It looks like it's going to be Carter Thompson. So nicely done from the number 6. Can he keep it around here? I think he can. Yeah, very nicely done. Now then, it's Operation Close the Door behind you. Let's see what we're going to get from the guys on the chase.
First opportunity for these guys to try and retaliate here. Through turn number 3, on the run up towards turn 4. A big rise, a big crest at the top. Mie on the inside. Can he slip through? No, he can't. It's Thompson that still leads the way.
Yeah, good stuff from the Australian then. Pretty cool under pressure. It's interesting that he chose to strike when he did at turn 1.
And Wakamatsu has just looked over his shoulder on the exit of turn 4 there. I cannot believe it, on the final lap, and almost lost touch with these guys in front of him. What is he doing?
Yeah, that's an interesting decision there, isn't it, from the number 2, and it looks like it has cost him a fair few metres as well. At the moment, this is a duel between these two, but Wakamatsu there, though, making up a few of them and tagging back onto the rear of the number 5 of Gunmie. But what have we got then? Thompson really close there, but no, all nice and well done from the Australian, and then keeps it. Yeah, it's just looking pretty calm at the moment, but Gunmie for sure is going to have a go.
He was very defensive there, was Thompson. Turn 9, a key point of this circuit. He managed to close the door, forcing Mie to try and look around the outside, but no way through. Time is running out now for Gunmie. You've got to look at the final corner, surely. That's going to be his best opportunity. Maybe he could slip it through up the inside into turn 14. He's not going to. All 3 of them are there now. This is it. The final run down to the final corner. Thompson leads the way from Mie and Wakamatsu, all 3 buried beneath the bubble. It's going to be one of them who's going to come out in front. Look at Thompson hugging the white line on the left-hand side of the track to be as defensive as possible, and Mie swoops around the outside. Brilliant from the Japanese rider. He doesn't get it stopped though. He goes wide. Thompson swings through, and surely it's going to be the Australian that takes victory for the very first time in the Asia Talent Cup. Carter Thompson does it here in race 1 at Sepang from Wakamatsu and Gunmie. A brilliant ride from all 3. Mie in the back of the shot, incredibly frustrated to make that error into the final corner. Oh, what a finale that was, Fran.
And if he'd not gone quite that long, that's exactly what the corner's designed for. But just a little bit too keen there from Gunmie, but very glad that he had a go. And a great race then for the win here. And Carter Thompson, that must feel pretty sweet. Like we said, it's been a bit of a roller coaster at times for the Australian in the ATC, but absolutely fantastic. That fully deserved. Just did a great job. Definitely the best job of those 3 today. Judged it very well. Yep, you won.
Just letting everyone know.
Just FYI, guys.
I've won, guys.
I've won that one. But no, great race from Wakamatsu though as well to take that podium. Good stuff from him. And Gunmie there, it's always better to have the go, isn't it? And it may not be the win and it may now be 3rd rather than the 2nd step, but still fighting it out for that podium. And another quality ride from the Japanese rider. He
will be incredibly frustrated, will Gunmie. Now that's now 10 podiums in the Asia Talent Cup without having taken victory.
The Shoan Zarco of the ATC.
And because of that, you can understand his frustration.
You've got to go for it though, haven't you? You've got to go for it, and yeah, he will feel frustrated, but it's not for lack of trying, is it? And I'm very sure it's a very high caliber of rider, so I'm very sure he will be on that top step at some point in the ATC. But yeah, not today, not in race 1 on Saturday. But plenty learnt, I'm sure, before we head back out for race 2 on Sunday. And look at that standings as well. That's a good few points for him. Ahead of Azawa, who is just behind. And with Danish not able to score, that's a fairly good recovery job in terms of the points after some fairly big mistakes from Gunmie at times this year, amongst some races that have been super impressive. So yeah, if he can iron those out, definitely a threat.
Yeah, absolutely. On my early mathematics, I think now just 27 points adrift of the championship lead, so he has cut it down by a decent enough margin, only 3 points in the end. I'm sure he will have been hoping to maybe take a bigger bite out of now Shinya Izawa's championship lead. Let's not forget that 4th place for Izawa, good enough for him to move to the summit of the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup.
Speaking of Japanese rookies as well, Eamon Adaki did move through from a really difficult qualifying. He did come to the front of that group fighting it out. There's a fair gap behind Izawa to that field there battling it out, but yeah, it was Adaki who crossed the line in 5th in that group, so at least some solid points and some track knowledge.
Well done to Eamon Adaki, my second favourite Eamon behind Eamon Holmes. Done a brilliant job there.
Your second favourite?
Well, if he gets on the podium tomorrow, he'll become my favourite.
I'd like to go on the record and say that Eamon Adaki is much better than Eamon Holmes.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first.
But yeah, so good salvage job if you've not quite got the pace to take that 5th place, and make sure you maximise what you are able to achieve. And Nicholas, great ride then, taking 6th in the end, the Australian, after starting from the very back after a penalty for almost more a behavioural and safety thing rather than something on track. He just crossed a bit of the track that he wasn't supposed to when he crashed. And then we've got Hafi Al-Sahuti getting some solid points, but not what he would have wanted after having some fair few podium charges now, the Qatari rider. And then we've got Fadilla, Trihardika and Putra in another close trio there.
Well, plenty of reasons for Aussie motorcycle fans to be excited. Of course, in MotoGP at the moment, Jack Miller and Remy Gardner fighting it out. Plenty of young talents coming through as well. Joel Kelso in Moto3, Senna Agius bound to be in Moto2 at some point in the future. Harry Voigt going incredibly well in the Junior World Championship and in the Red Bull Rookies Cup as well. But we can now add another name to that list as well. The 14-year-old Carter Thompson, at long last, an Asia Talent Cup winner, and this is how he did it, Fran.
It is, so nicely done, taken over, and from there it was more, just about shutting the door, defending that lead once he'd taken it. And Gunmie tried his best, didn't he, with that final corner attack. But once the number 6 was through, he managed to hold on to that. I hope we do see the final corner.
I mean,
come on, replay.
Surely we will. Here we
go. So Mie went round the outside, but just overcooks it there. The number 5 heading far from the apex, and Carter Thompson cuts back through. Nicely done.
Absolutely, very nicely done indeed. The number 6, not knowing if there was going to be any threat coming from behind, was absolutely buried there. I'm sure praying that he could reach that checkered flag ahead of everyone else.
Absolutely.
And then there will have been euphoric release as he realised he's taken victory.